How's it going, Jordan?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, what have you been up to lately?
Wow. I think absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Y- Other than recently getting addicted to chess, not much.
yeah, how's that going?
It's lit.
Yeah,
Chess is all the rage on Twitch right now, dude. It's blown up.
I never thought I would get you
And
back
that's
into
not even.
chess. Literally, I played chess all through high school and tried to get you to play, and you rarely did it.
I don't know where you trying to get me to.
Yeah, man, me and Josh and Mr. Rohr used to go and play in his room.
I was.
Yeah, you were normally there, but you didn't play that often, right?
Maybe not. Just sat there and stuffed my face with food.
It's not a bad thing to do during lunch, I suppose. I've just been streaming and working. I been just playing around with some meme decks. Earlier this week, I was really obsessed with making Desert Obelisk work, so played a lot of Desert Obelisk on stream. Had a few wins, but it was pretty bad.
Is Priest still the best class to do that with?
From what I've seen, Priest is one of the better classes. I also did it with Paladin. Um, with Paladin, I just did it with the like the Reborn quest, where you play the 5 Reborn minions, because then you can summon 2/2 copies of the Desert Obelisk. But that was much harder to do. I think I only pulled it off once, and the time I pulled it off, it got thwarted by an ice block. I still ended up winning, obviously, but like it was irritating because it wasn't an OTK
Classic Ice Block.
for sure. Definitely a fair and balanced card. Yeah. Oh, and on Saturday I'm coming down to Grand Rapids to see if I might actually get to do my internship. So that's pretty awesome.
You have an interview?
Uh, kind of, yeah. It's pretty much like it sounds like he wants to just like meet me and show me around the place, but it's still up in the air mostly because of just like Corona. So we'll see.
Sure, sure.
All right. So I think we can get into it. Oh, on a side note, um, Jordan is still working on getting a webcam, presumably. So at some point we will
Oh
have.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he says. At some point we'll presumably have a webcam for Jordan instead of this beautiful picture of him on a Rocket League stadium.
I'm out here on the pitch, bro.
Yeah. All right. So today we were thinking that. So we wanted to talk about a deck in Wild, and we wanted to talk about a deck that's good, but not like one of the best decks in the meta right now. So we thought we'd talk about some Highlander Hunter. Jordan, you've been playing a lot of Highlander Hunter, right? When you've been playing Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Deck's a sleeper.
yeah. So I have your deck list right here. So it's like so you've got obviously one of everything. Candle Shot, Spring Paw, Tracking, Cat Trick, Explosive Trap, Freezing Trap, Mad Scientist, Pressure Plate, Rat Trap, Scavenger's Ingenuity, Wandering Monster, Zephyrus, Animal Companion, Brand, Cloaked Hundress, Diving Griffin, Eagle Horn Bow, Stitch Tracker, Zixor Apex Predator, Maiev, Lesser Emerald Spellstone, Lotheb, Subject 9, Ziliax, Deathstalker Rexar, Reno, Dino Tamer Brand, Call of the Wild, Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, and Zul'jin. So, based on that list, you've got a lot of secret package in there, I'd say. That's not always the list that I've seen. A lot of times I see the dragon package.
Yeah. Both. Is it now in power?
So how does the secret package treat you?
Secrets are good early, man.
It's true. It helps that you can draw them from your deck with Subject 9 to make sure you get to your good cards in the late game.
Huh. Are you playing with Zul'jin.
Yeah.
Very good. I'd be willing to bet it's better than the Dragon package, but that might be matchup dependent as well.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of matchups, how would you say this fares against like the top 5 decks? So when I say that, I mean Quest Mage, Pirate Warrior, Raza Priest, Q Block, and what's the other one? Odd Demon Hunter. And you can make an argument for Secret Hunter or for Secret Mage too, being like maybe like the 6th.
It farms Secret Mage.
Yeah.
I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row against each, and I'm pretty sure they're all Secret.
Yeah. I mean, I'd assume that this deck is very powerful against all of the aggro lists, just because you can play Reno on 6 and crush their hopes and dreams.
Fair.
Um,
It also is not that bad against. I think I'm undefeated against Cube Look right now with the sample small. Yeah, I'm undefeated against. Well, actually, I've played every. I've played as Cube Warlock as I have Mechathune and Reno Warlock.
yeah, Mechathune Lock's pretty popular. I don't see as much Reno Lock, but I know it's still out there.
It's fun. I'm looking at it now in like deck trackers, like H's replay stats for the end game, and it like pretty decent card during the. I didn't even realize it was Reno until I'm looking at it now. I killed him before he played 3, and then he was.
Yeah.
All because the animal knew what was.
Huffer knows what's up.
Yeah, Ziliax is a good counter to Ziliax. That also helped.
Yeah.
Ziliax, my Huff. Ziliax die.
Yeah, and then he doesn't get the second heal off of it, which is also huge. So, what made you decide to go with this particular list as opposed to the dragon package list that most people are running, or even so? I've been running the big beast package, which is clearly worse.
There's no way
that yeah, it's clearly worse, but I enjoy it more, so I play it. So the secret package, what made you decide to go with that based on what you've been seeing? Or did you just first
better.
list? Yeah.
It's got a lot more answers early cards.
Yeah, probably makes
Dragon.
it so you control the board a little bit better.
Much less good at ag when you need to kill your opponent. Right? It's different though. We got a lot of early game minions too. Secrets. I'm looking at it right now. This is a fine dragon package, but I'm getting the idea. Stormhammer is probably a plus. Sure. Corrosive Breath's probably solid. But like Fire Tree Witch Doctor, Historian, if these cards are on, they're not like gonna kill your Reno Priest.
Right.
And no matter how much value you generate, you're gonna die or you don't consider a lot of the.
So would you say that like Raza Priest and maybe like Quest Mage are some of the weaker matchups for this?
I haven't seen a Quest Mage for 40 years, man. I'm not a legend like you. I literally don't. No one plays Quest Mage other than in Legends because everyone else just plays Aggro Mage. It's like 30 times more than Quest Mage in non-Legend ranks. I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
HS Replay in Wild has 1,600 games. The next has 910. It's Secret Mage with like one duplicate added and one something else taken out. Literally the same, just like one card difference. The third has 850 games. It's also Secret Mage. You just take out one card and put it.
Yeah.
And you get all the way down to number 4, and you've got.
Yeah.
My guess is it's probably Honestly, it's probably okay if you could not get OT. So you'd have to kill him, but it'll have answers to a lot of the things they.
Right. It's not like the Flame Waker
It's
or
got an
the
answer to everything, and
teardrops.
if you draw when you need it.
Right.
I mean, just the flame. They played on 3 at the earliest, right? You've got Animal Companion, Maiev, Zephyrs, Diving Griffin's a great one. You probably have Secrets up. Who knows what they're gonna do?
Right. And secrets make people play suboptimally to play around them. That's why secret mage has always been so good because secret mages
Secrets
or
are oppressive.
yeah, mage secrets are better on average than most secrets, and because they are so varied. Like in your list, they have to for most secrets in Hunter, it involves either attacking or playing a spell with the occasional like rat trap or
Yeah.
snipe. So
But
like
with there only being one of, it's such random fiesta as to what you have. Which is sometimes bad when you're playing, but it's tough to play around anything.
right.
Like there are a lot of times, like I mean, I imagine Quest Mage. Like there's I am right. Because play Flame Waker and a couple spells, and you like get a rat trick,
Right.
a rat or 6/6 really. They could like the 2 mana 3/1 draw or whatever, and you get like a cat trick. Like it's got a ton of answers. The only reason you'd lose is so you'd have to have answers if they high roll you, basically is what I'm saying. Because if they do well enough in the early end, you can't kill them. They're gonna make it, all right.
Yeah. I've
But
seen quest mages combo as early as turn 7 or 8, so
yeah,
it just depends on how fast they're going to. Like if they get I mean the big issue is if on 5 they play like Flame Waker, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Evocation into like 5 0 mana spells, suddenly they have their quest, and if the rest of their hand is giants, they kill you on turn 6 or 7. So
yeah, and I'm thinking if you high roll, you might get there. If there's somewhere where you like Wind Fury, a King Crush or something, or
like
and
if you play Dino Tamer Bran and it sticks, and then you play Zephyrs for Wind Fury.
something like that. I don't know. If they're comboing you for 30 on turn 7, you're never winning.
Sure. Yeah.
Unless, of course, in order to do that, they have to play nothing for like.
Yeah.
I haven't played it enough, but I would be fairly optimistic. I could be wrong.
So when you're playing games, talk to me about like your mulligan strategies.
Mulligan strategies, huh?
Yeah.
Depends class.
Okay. So
If you're versing Demon Hunter, you want anti-aggro cards. You want Candle Shot, Explosive, Zephyr, Reno, Cloak. Apply your cards. Like if you're gonna verse like a Reno priest, you just have to kill him.
yeah.
You probably all. I think you're gonna pretty much look for Cloak, Huntress, and Zephyrs in every match.
Yeah.
Instead of like Explosive Shot, Candle Shot, you'd want Cat Trick. You know, they do that turn 2 Shadow Visions or something. You just get them good.
Yeah.
Mad Scientist, I think, to keep in like every deck. Cloak Huntress probably a keep in everyone. But against Priest, you have time to play your Stitch Tracker, so that could be a good. Basically, Mad Scientist, Zephyrs, Cloak Huntress are like every move. And then, depending on the matchup, you keep slower cards or fast.
Yeah. I would say like
Any matchup you're ever worried about dying, which is basically everything except like Paladin and Warrior Paladin and Druid, probably. I don't think Reno's good at Paladin. You got to deal with their stuff times. But against a warrior, warlock too. You're trying to. Yeah, I mean those are the general cards. Scientist, Zephyr, Cloaked Huntress is probably what I'd say.
Yeah.
Nothing. Everything else is like there's a lot of. But when you mulligan, generally you just want the great card.
I feel like
This
when
deck, one
I'm
of the strengths of this deck is like most mulligans aren't. Most mulligans you'll get a 2, maybe a 3.
yeah,
There's a lot of 3s and 2s in this.
yeah.
So you're generally okay. You just want to get rid of your okay cards.
I find that the class that's hardest to mulligan against is Warlock, because they've got 3 pretty popular uh and pretty decent like
Warlock.
decks. Yeah, they've got Discard Lock, they've got Mechathune Lock, and they've got Cube Lock. And there's matchups. All right, well, there's decks that I play where I want a different hand for all 3 of those.
I mean, and you just want the same cards for all 3 of them. You want your Scientist, your Zephyrs, your Eaglehorn both.
Yeah. See,
And then
when I play, so
maybe a secret changes, but ideally you don't keep a secret.
normally when I'm
Obviously.
playing like Odd Warrior, for example, if I
Bad Warrior.
shut up.
Good luck being a Highlander Hunter with Odd Warrior.
That's an
That's
easy
100.
matchup. It's an easy matchup, bro.
For the Highlander Hunter, that's 100.
No.
They have Rexar. What are you talking about?
No.
Good luck killing a deck with Reno and.
Yeah, but so when I'm playing Odd Warrior against Warlock, I always struggle with that mulligan because I mean, if it's Mechathune Lock, you're trying to kill him as fast as possible, which Odd Warrior can't really do, so that's kind of a lost cause anyway. So I almost never.
Oh, so you never mulligan for.
Yeah, I
Never
never
mulligan for.
I never mulligan for Mechathune, but like for the other, even for the other 2, so like Disco Lock, I want to keep like my board clears, and Cube Lock I want to find like pretty much just my draw and my like single target removal, and then eventually draw into my board clears before like Gul'dan and stuff come down. But yeah, Warlock's tough to mulligan against right now, which is fine. The fact that there's 3 different decks for Warlock shows that it's a bit healthier. It's one of the healthier classes in the meta right now, which is wild to say. Because like whenever you have one deck that's significantly better than the others in a class, it just means that everyone's going to end up playing that, because why play Odd Paladin when you can play Mech Paladin and steamroll people? You know what I mean? It's probably a bad example, but like the general point is there. So I see that you have Rexar and Zul'jin in this list. I always hate to run both of them. For me, it feels bad. But everyone is always like, oh, you should play Zul'jin first for the powerful battle cry and then play Rexar, which is all well and fine, but Rexar is cheaper, so it feels bad having it in your hand and holding on to it until like turn 11. You still there, Jordan?
When did
What?
When did I mute? Is that recent?
I think so.
I think I've been talking. Yeah. I mean, if you have to keep Rexar on 6, or play it rather on 6, for the most part, it works really well because they're. I mean, like take Secret Mage. You secrets, play some early game stuff, survive Zephyrs into removal for their weapon, and then you just play Zul'jin and they just lose.
Yeah.
Whereas Rexar dealing 2, like kind of slow and clunky hero power, don't do anything.
Right.
But if you're against odd, play on 6, never touch your Zul'jin.
Yeah.
If you're against like a odd paladin and it's your only op, sure, throw it out there. You're not going to need to revive. Rexar on 6 for the 8 week, keep yourself alive. Play Zul'jin. Zul'jin's hero power is pretty solid.
Yeah. I think Zul'jin's one of those cards that'll always be interesting to me because, I mean, like I
He's
like,
like an actually fairly balanced hero card as opposed to.
yeah, because the powerful effect is on the front end rather on the back end with the hero power.
Ours.
I mean,
Most
yeah,
of
it's
them are just-
fair. I
Yeah, I mean the KFT ones you have a weak effect generally with a strong hero power. This is a strongly fair hero,
yeah.
which I think is a healthy way of doing it, and that's why this one's more recent. They kind of learned. Did Zul'jin come out before Boom? It didn't, right?
I don't remember when
Rastakhan,
Zul'jin.
when did Boom?
Oh, Rastakhan's
come
after
out
Boom.
before?
Rastakhan's after Boom.
After Boom? Yeah, so they learned their lesson from Boom as well. He went with the KFT heroes.
Yeah.
Where too strong.
And then Hagatha was between Boom and Zul'jin. So
that
was kind of a transition.
That one's that was just kind of mediocre on both ways.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of okay.
Is that all the hero cards? Is there any more recent hero cards than Zul'jin? Oh, Reno.
Mage.
Yeah.
But
And
that's mostly the effect too. The hero power is sometimes bad.
Right. The hero power can cost you the game sometimes.
Yeah, with the really good.
Yeah. It's Plague
That one's less healthy.
It's Plague of Death and gain 5 armor for 10 mana, so it's actually extremely fair when you look at it like that, because Plague of Death is a card that costs 9 mana, and Ironhide and Warrior is a card that says 1 mana, gain 5 armor. So, like...
Does the poof effect on Reno add the minions it kills to their death?
I have no idea.
10, they don't exist anymore. That just makes them disappear. They're not invisible, but they're still on the...
I don't know how the interaction works. I'm sure you could test it. The way you would test it maybe is like have him poof a bunch of Death Rattle minions and then play N'Zoth. See what happens. That'd be that'd be the easiest way to do it. I really like cards like Zul'jin and like Shudderwalk and N'Zoth and stuff like that, where it's like you can build your deck in such a way that you like it has a big powerful swing turn where you play a bunch of stuff, but it's not like Yogg where you have no control over it. Not saying I don't love Yogg. Yogg's great, but at least it requires more deck building skill, because like if you're playing Zul'jin, you don't want to be running a bunch of like direct damage spells because they can hit you in the dome. You know what I mean? Or they can hit your own minions. You still there, Jordan? You mute yourself?
I'm trying to figure out if Reno's thing has it to the...
You're searching it right now?
My guess is it does, because there's nothing saying it doesn't.
Yeah, that it kills it and not remove it from the death pool.
Right, and if you did add it, if you didn't, it'd be like noticeable, something to talk about.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a big board wipe and a class that doesn't really have that. Like, Flame Shake's their best option today. Like, today's world is terrible.
Yeah. Dragon's Fury is also an option, but you have to build your deck around it. Like, Meteor and Rolling Fireball both kind of scratch that itch, but yeah, definitely not a class that really easily clears boards. It has a lot of AoE. Like, they have a lot of AoE, but it's not like Twisting Nether. It's like
small and medium.
Yeah, it's like deal X amount of damage to the board, which I think is healthy because Mage has a lot of control tools anyways with like Ice Block and Ice Barrier and Blizzard and all that stuff. So giving them something like Twisting Nether would probably be bad for the game in some ways and make him too good at controlling the board. Freeze Mage was already an issue not that long ago. I guess it might have been like a year ago or two now, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that big tangent came off with you asking what decks it does good against in the top. Kind of how we got from there. So going good against Secret Mage. Not too sure about. It's got potential if you don't get killed, right? Like if you combo on like an absurdly early turn, any deck with like low Theb could potentially win, right?
Right.
It also depends if they. I mean, you'd probably have to hit a fair amount of good cards, right? Like with the get kind of ahead, get him kind of low, and use Zephyr's a flare. You might kill him, but you'd have to hit notably both Loatheb and Zephyrs for that.
Right.
Or they'd have to not hit Ice Block and have a relatively weak opener. But any deck with a relatively weak first couple of turns lose, generally speaking.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
just kinda how the
Lotheb's
game works.
Lotheb is probably the most important tech card in this meta, other than maybe weapon removal, because I mean Lotheb is really good against pretty much all of the slower decks, which makes it go in all of the aggro decks. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Pirate Warrior and Odd Demon Hunter are both running Lotheb right now to so that they can build a big board and on 5 play Lotheb so that your warlocks, your priests, your mages can't deal with your board.
What deck are we talking about? Or just talking about Lotheb?
Lotheb in general.
Yeah, Lotheb is just absurdly good card.
Yes. Lotheb is like it's weird because it's in one of these weird situations where it's really good against aggro and it's really good against combo, so it ends up going in a lot of decks. It's not even that bad against control. Alright, it's not really that bad in control, rather.
We probably could have had this on stream, but I found the global statistics for this deck, and like everyone who plays it with deck track. It looks like Warlock is the worst matchup. My guess is because on average, use that aren't Mechathune. Like it's probably fairly good against Mechathune, but maybe you just can't mulligan for Mechathune specifically, so you end up having a slow. I'm not sure, but that's the if you want to look at that in Discord. Warlock is apparently the only matchup under, which I kind of believe, although history has been bad against Demon Hunter, but it's a small sample size. That's just kind of it farms rogues,
yeah,
and druid.
Well, Rogue and Druid are playing like garbage right now. Druid has like Token Druid and Jade Druid.
Right?
They have Token Druid, Jade Druid, and Mally Druid. And
why Jade Druid doesn't beat this? I feel like it doesn't, but I'm trying to figure out why.
Probably
I think it kind of just died.
Yeah, you just kill them too fast. Your curve is so low.
They have armor.
I mean, yeah, but like
yeah, you just kind of kill them if they don't.
Turn 3, they play Ferocious Howl and gain 10 armor, and turn 4, you deal 9 damage to them. Like, okay, nice turn. You drew a card and gained 1 armor. You know what I mean? And then you've got Rogue, and Rogue is doing like nothing right now. They've got like a little bit. I've seen a little bit of Death Rattle Rogue, a tiny bit of Odd Rogue. Lots of
farm.
There's a lot of people playing Burgle
like,
Rogue.
If you're queuing ladder and you're losing to Odd Rogue like 70% of your games, just this list would farm Odd Rogue. It like crosses all the dots.
Yeah, it's got removal. It's got board presence.
It's got early game removal. Low Theb, Ziliac.
Reno,
Deathstalker.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Forget like a big minion out of control. You got my I mean, there's just like if you don't blunder your opening to the point of no return, and they don't like it's some crazy Myra shenanigans, you should probably be.
The one issue with Highlander decks in general, not just this one, is that because you're only running one of every card, your chance of drawing any specific card in the situation you need it becomes that much lower. So, although
Well,
this
yeah, that's why you run a lot of cards that do similar things.
right, exactly. But the nice thing about your list is it's got a lot of targeted draw. So, and you also thin your deck with Mad Scientist and Subject 9 pretty well. So that way, like you're not getting like the dead secret draws on turn 8 and 9 sometimes, which is nice.
Yeah. As long as you avoid some of the key like misplays, you'll be pretty solid win, right? I would think.
Yeah,
There's just a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to play it poorly, but for the most part, it's fairly easy to play. Just don't like tracking aggressively.
yeah,
Save it for when you absolutely need it. Like a couple times I was playing where I tried to tracking into a spellstone, play my secrets and update my spellstone, and it would just throw 2 cards away for 1 card that I may not actually. It's like really quite bad. Whereas if you save it to find, like you look at your deck, 3 cards for lethal, and like a Reno, you're like, okay, maybe that's the turn.
yeah,
When you have a card where you can win and a card you need to live, but don't just play it to play a full.
for sure.
I mean, it's like you got like a plethora of ways to kill the game minions.
I feel like
Scavenger into Liberty, into Zixor, or Griffin, or Animal Companion.
yeah, I really don't like tracking. Like it's a good card and don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
that's probably because you play it when you don't need to.
Yeah, it's just for me. It always seems
That
like I play it
card,
and
but
then
you
I.
win the game with it.
It seems like I always play it, and in this list I would hit like Rexar, Ziliax, Alex Straza, and be like, well, those
Yeah.
are like the 3
Yeah,
best
that's why
cards
you
in the
don't
deck.
play it unless like you need Alex Straza or
Right.
stabilize. Like just making your curve slightly better is generally fine. You don't need your like low Theb, Alex Straza, and Soldier. I'm like, sometimes you just hit the low Theb and you're like super happy about it. You just complete the curve, kill your opponent.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a card you keep for when you really need it. It's kind of terrible.
All right. Well, parting thoughts on this. If I had to put it on a tier list before I ask you for your opinion, I would say that this deck is maybe high tier 2, middle of tier 2 maybe. That's
generous.
that's generous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, it says it's much lower, and I just disagree.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Well, a lot of the
Is
meta reports out there have Quest Mage as tier 3, so I don't care anymore. Meta reports are bad.
What is which red reports do you look at? You look at Vicious Syndicate's one?
Yeah, I think Vicious Syndicate is when they came out with it. Their report they said that Quest Mage was tier 3, if I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
even know where you find that. Is it Wild? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. GR. They have Quest Mage tier 2.
Tier 2. Okay.
And they have Highlander not.
Yeah, let's look at this.
I don't know how old this is actually. So, I know Temple Storms. It's always had Quest Mage. And a Philanoa. I honestly, you're tier 1. You have Odd Demon, Cube Warlock, Reno. Depends how generous you get with tier 1, right? If you're limiting it to like a few decks that are slightly marginally better than the rest, or if you're just putting all the top. So this has Odd Demon Hunter, Lunith Mage, Pirate Warrior, even Shaman, Odd Paladin, Cube Warlock, Reno Priest, all tier 1. That's all fairly reasonable. Odd Paladin deck that's just good. Everyone's just playing. I guess it's just Wild. Like people that play Wild have one deck in their collection, and so it's nice that it never leaves. But like, it was criminally amount of appreciation for Odd Paladin.
I
The
don't
deck
know.
is
Odd
stupid.
Paladin, and Even Shaman are not tier 1. If I queue into a Shaman or a
Both are
Paladin,
very
if I queue into a Shaman or a Paladin, and it's not
popular.
Mech Paladin, I'm happy. Like
What deck
almost
are you playing
every
with your hand?
like Pirate Warrior
I feel like you get
or Raza
destroyed
Priest.
against Odd. Like you have to kill them. So, like they're gonna control. Like
And Odd Warrior,
so good.
Odd Warrior destroys Odd
Oh,
Paladin,
Odd Warrior, obviously.
and
I mean, Odd Warrior destroys
Odd
all
Warrior
the
destroys Even Shaman.
I feel like I could definitely choose you.
Yeah, they have to like super high roll, but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
they can cheese you for sure.
I'd put a
Odd
Ready
Warrior,
Even Shaman, Disco Warlock, Odd Paladin
they've
of
got
the world, the like tier 2 deck. I think it's definitely underappreciating at tier 3 or 4.
they
I
have
mean, this is tier like Eviana Druid and
yeah.
Big Reno Shaman. These aren't real. I mean, they are. This is Mechathan Warlock tier 4. That's tier 2.
Yeah, Mechathune Lock is
But this is
definitely
old,
tier
I
2.
think.
I came out
Mechathan.
May 17th, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, May 17th.
Oh, it's wild. I mean, how it really be.
Yeah.
I mean, Tempo Storms, I think I agree with a little bit more. They just have 4 decks in tier 1. Although Demon Hunter should probably be. Maybe not. It gets kind of hard. It's definitely a solid.
So I gave it tier 2. What are you thinking for this list?
Oh, I think it's absurd to go tier 1 with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the stupidity potential of some of the other tier 1 decks. Like, its high rolls feel like a normal game of Hearthstone. You can see it on turn 3 with this deck, or 5. You know, which is healthy for them because it's not a degenerate loss, but there are high rolls where you just have the answer nice. It plays itself. They all fun games where it's just like, he played a 4/4 Diving Griffin. It's just everything lines up. So those are the right. Where Quest Mage high roll, they kill you turn 6. You don't kill anybody that often.
Right.
You do, but you're playing cards every turn. You're not just OTKing from 30 like a degenerate.
Yeah.
So I'd put it tier 2.
All right.
I mean, you can say it's tier 3, but with these win rates, it's just like you gotta like have insane win rates for the other decks, and I don't see it. This has been my best performance, but
yeah,
next to the spiteful.
My opinion on it is because it's not in like the public eye. I think because it's underappreciated, you don't have as many like quote unquote bad players playing the deck, which probably inflates the stats a little bit. If you have people that are
true.
Whereas like if you go on the meta report and you're like, oh, Pirate Warrior is a great
Secret
deck.
Mage is probably because of bad players.
Yeah, I mean,
why it's probably tier 2.
Yeah, I think you can make an argument for it being tier 1 if you filter out some of those results. But at the same time, the problem with Secret Mage is you either like high roll the heck out of people or you don't. And if you don't, you tend to lose because you just run out of steam. You know,
What deck?
Secret Mage. If you run out of steam, you lose, and you run out of steam pretty often in that deck if you don't draw Alien
They
Nest.
can get past the absurdity and randomness of your opening and have an answer.
Yeah.
But if you draw a Luna, they not only have to like stabilize and remove your early game, but they then have to kill you.
Right.
Or you'll just like put pressure on you. So just throw. Like I think Arena made a lot of the times. Like if I'm at 10 health and they, like I'd rather have a Zephyrs than a Reno, like, because that's the real win condition against Silent. So,
yeah.
Like you can Reno and it's not, this deck's a bad example of that because if you Reno, you can put enough pressure on. If you don't.
Yeah.
But not fizzling out requires you to draw any of your 4 draw cards or like ran on just whack them good.
Yeah.
That deck doesn't run like Ray of Frost and stuff, so they can't really stop your.
Yeah, the only way they can do it is by pointing damage at your minions, and generally speaking, if a secret mage is pointing damage at your minions, they're gonna run out of steam and lose. So the thing about secret mage is that all of the damage should be going to the dome, so you get there. But
Well, sometimes you gotta control the board early game to get more damage already.
sure, but if you're like, I'm talking about like people who
Once you
like,
play it
I'm talking about people who point their cloud prince at a Lotheb sort of thing on like turn 6.
I think it's depending on factors, but yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the
Like
situation,
if you
right?
fix it, then you get 4 damage. Like you're dealing 4 that deals 4, and you're killing a Lotheb, so you have longer to keep hitting your opponent. I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
But if you get them to a point where they're a Luneth and they're drawing 3 cards and they're spending them all to like kill your minion, stop you from killing them, they're never gonna win the game. You're just gonna wait until you wait to kill them.
yeah, or they'll just fatigue themselves and die. So
Yeah, I think Secret Mage is here so too many people can see it.
all right,
Like any deck with that amount of draw can win. Game they shouldn't win. Yeah, I think that's all I ever said about this deck. It's a sleeper.
all right.
Quite good. If you have enough dust for half a deck of legendaries, go for it. How many is that? That's a lot. It's like
Yeah,
9.
This is like
Is that extra 10?
this.
It's a third.
This might be the most expensive hunter deck I've ever seen. To be
The
honest,
30-year deck is.
most hunter decks have a lot of commons and rares, but this one
Not as
doesn't.
family friendly as most Thunder decks. It's cost friendly rather enough.
Hunter's family friendly now.
If you've got a fun, exciting thing that isn't the same force in game, this is it.
Yeah, if you're looking for something fun that's not like terrible, this is a pretty good option. All right, so we are done talking about Highlander Hunter. So as opposed to last week where we did the random deck builder as part of the podcast, we are going to make that a separate YouTube video. We're going to keep on recording through here, but if you're interested in watching that, then you'll have to go and find the video on YouTube. So as we're closing down our podcast, Jordan, any closing thoughts from you?
If you see a people's, better buy it.
For sure. You got to buy those people's champs. They carry you.